Today we got a showdown between two naturally sweetened proteins, ones that Matt Jansen says taste just like cookies and cream milkshakes from Chick-fil-A. Now I don't know how close these are going to get to that actual flavor because I love me some Chick-fil-A, but we're going to put it to the test today and talk about Raw Nutrition's whey and vegan proteins. Now I've done both these in the past. I've explained the intricacies of both of these. The whey is a grass-fed whey. It's actually naturally sweetened, though you wouldn't know that from the front of the bottle. The vegan actually has naturally flavored and sweetened, the little green thing here. I think it's probably more important for vegan options to have that displayed proudly, but I want to make sure it's educated that both of these have them. Both were incredible flavors. I loved the vegan as compared to most vegans out there. The whey was great. The whey, matches the great flavors out there, but the difference in the vegan from the normal out there, that was huge for me. So they're releasing cookies and cream in both of these at the same time. Matt says they're incredible. He's a big Chick-fil-A guy, just like me. Says they taste just like the milkshakes there. So I figure let's throw them both in water together and see how they turn out. So I'm going to talk a little bit while we mix these up. A couple things that I noticed. One thing that I found interesting was that the vegan protein bottle has the amino acid profile listed on the side. And I thought that was kind of cool because, well, with the whey you expect a great amino acid profile. That's pretty much a given. But with a vegan, well, some athletes are going to be a little concerned, Plant proteins don't necessarily have the best amino acid profile for muscle building. And we know that Matt and Dom are looking for that hardcore athlete in this line. So it was nice of them to be transparent there, put the amino acid profile on there. Now, one thing that I talked about last time was that the raw whey protein is 100% grass-fed isolate. Now, grass-fed is not going to change too much in terms of nutrition. We know that grass-fed really changes the omega content and the fat, and whey isolate doesn't have very much fat in it, so it's not a huge deal. But we know that Dom is a real big fan of dogs. He's got a really cute pit bull, which I can appreciate because if you watch my last video, my dog even made a little cameo in there. My little pit jumped up for the video. I am a big fan of grass-fed stuff for the way that it treats the animals, not necessarily for the nutrition. So I got 8 ounces of cold water in both of these. This is the vegan. The vegan texture was a little bit more gritty. I could see as I was putting it in. It cakes up a little bit easier than whey protein, but mixes very well. Another thing to notice is that both of them have cookie bits in them, I believe. The vegan is a pea, a brown rice, a fava bean protein, and a mung bean protein. So a nice little blend there that should give you some good amino acid profile. So let's go with the vegan first. Since vegan's kind of the one that is notoriously known for not being the best flavor, I want to get hit with that one first. You get that plant grittiness, is a little more textury, but it's really smooth. Tastes great. You would never know that that's actually naturally sweetened. I get that stevia bite a lot, but I don't get any stevia bite on this one. The inclusions aren't super huge. You don't have to chew on them. I would have liked some big ones, but I like that a lot. That tastes great. So now the whey. Whey is obviously easier to flavor. It's got a better texture, better base to work off of, but that's really good. All right, so obviously the whey protein is going to be the milkiest. It's not a concentrate, it's still an isolate, so it's going to be thin, but I think they added some xanthan gum. Yeah, you got something there to thicken it up. It's nice, it's great. For an isolate, it's still, a little bit thin, like you expect from an isolate, but it is nice and creamy, and it does taste a lot like the milkshakes at Chick-fil-A. I will say the whey is the closest to that milkshake that he was talking about. The vegan's not bad. I like the vegan a lot, but I didn't get that milkshake vibe off of it. The whey has definitely got it. It just gives you that milk aftertaste, that milkiness of the milkshake. I like that a lot. Both of them are awesome. If you're a vegan athlete, if you prefer plant protein sources, if you can't handle whey protein very well, this is going to be an awesome source for you. Got a great amino acid profile, tastes awesome. It's got bits of Oreo chunks in it, and the macros really aren't all that far off. You got 3 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, which isn't bad for a vegan protein. On the whey, you get 0.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbohydrates. Do you actually wonder if they put more Oreos in the whey since it has more carbs than the vegan? It's interesting. There's also a creamer in there, so maybe that might have added a little bit. Anyway, these are beautiful, tasty, delicious. We're big fans of Raw and what they do. Obviously, it's the sister brand to Revive. Dom and Matt do a great job with both. This is a little bit more where they get into the hardcore athletes and their performance, whereas Revive is taking care of health, whether that's for a normal person or an athlete. think it was probably pretty obvious going into this. The Whey was going to win. The Whey is always easier to flavor, but this vegan is really good. And I have to recommend it to anyone who's trying to get away from Whey at all. So that may have been expected, but how good this was definitely not expected. So if you have any questions about them, leave them below. I love to talk to you guys about Raw, Revive, any of this stuff from Dom and Matt. They've got a really aggressive fat burner coming out, which I got to tell you, I'm a little bit nervous about reviewing. For that one, I'm going to be doing a breakdown and a review, just so that I can tell you guys what it feels like. It's really intense, and I'll have to give you some anecdotes. So look forward to some sweating on the next video. But if you did appreciate this video, do me a favor, leave me a comment, leave me a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. This does take us a decent amount of time to put together, so I appreciate any time you can make this far in the video. I do have to say, we got these bottles for free. We do have a business affiliate relationship with Raw and Revive, but can you blame us for being biased when they do so much cool stuff? Anyways, thanks guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.